Hello there everybody, Sobata92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. Now, you know what I'm going to do? First, I say we watch this one, How Do We Stop Fi? And then, we will move on to this. Continue where we left off from there. Okay. I know I was gonna go ahead and try to see what happens if I chose Betray, but... nah. Alright. Luna and I stepped out of our A-B room a little later than others. Oh, wait.
You chose Ally, right? Are you sure that was okay?
Yeah, of course. Fi did too.
You sound pretty sure of yourself.
Oh, it's not confidence. I already know.
What?
Let's just go have a look, shall we? We'll know pretty quick whether I knew anything or not.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, this is where she betrays me, isn't it? And how do we stop Fi?
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Alright, Fi. Betray me. Since you're the only one who will betray me. You're the only one who betrays in this round.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
What the hell, Fi? Why'd you choose Betray? You chose Ally before.
I see. So you remember it too. The other round 2.
What? That wasn't even close to the response I'd expected. It felt anticlimactic. Hey, hold on a minute here. You know? You remember how I chose Betray last time in round 2?
Yeah, of course. Why do you think I chose Betray this time? Don't you remember what I said? That I'd make you pay?
Yeah, I do remember that. Then, this is you making me pay?
Yes.
Wait. No, that didn't make any sense. Something wasn't right. How could we both know about an earlier round 2? How could there have been an earlier round 2? Was it some sort of alternate history? What the hell was I thinking? That was conspiracy theory shit! Even if there was some sort of alternate timeline or universe or whatever, there was no way I could know what had happened in it. No way I could know. At least, I didn't think there was any way I could know. But if I could, then how? I remembered Fi choosing Ally, then scowling at me when I broke my promise and swearing revenge.
That was not a smart move, Sigma. I won't forget this. I'll make sure you pay, even if it's the last thing I do.
Why did I know that? Perhaps more importantly, why did Fi remember it? What the hell did any of this mean? It had happened before, hadn't it? During round 1 of the AB game when I was playing against Alice. I'd seen something. Fi and I had chosen Betray. But for some reason, I'd seen a reality where we'd chosen Ally instead. Suddenly, I realized that I wasn't alone. I looked up to see Luna, Clover, and Kay. They all began to speak at once.
What happened?
Why did you choose Betray, Fi?
Yeah, you're the only one who didn't vote Ally.
Fi looked away and scowled. For several long moments, her eyes stared off into the distance and I could see her mind working. Finally, she sighed and spoke.
Right. Well, I've got 9 points now. So sorry, but I'm out of here.
Huh? What do you mean?
Do I really have to explain it? I'm leaving. Through the number 9 door.
But, hey! Wait! So how are we going to get through this? I scrambled around in front of her and threw my arms out.
You're in my way. Move.
No! I'm not letting you go. What happened to you? I didn't think you were the kind of person who'd ditch the rest of us so you could get away.
When someone betrays your trust, feels like a part of you dies. For me, I guess it was the part that cared. I don't think you have even the slightest idea what that feels like.
Betrays your... Wait, are you saying...
Whatever. Just get out of my way.
No, I'm not moving.
I see. Then you leave me no choice.
You gonna do your bunny rabbit jump? As she spoke, Fi bent down. Yep. Then she shot up into the air and over my head. I spun around to see her standing next to the number 9 door, her hand on the lever. You...
Nice try.
She grinned and tightened her grip on the lever.
Plaudite, acta est fabula.
What the hell's that?
It's Latin. Applaud. The play has ended. That's what it means.
Latin?
See you later.
Wait! Stop! I felt myself speaking before I even knew what the words were. Elepsum semel, occasionem non ipse potest lupater reprehender. Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity. Are you sure this is how you want it to end? Also, I deeply apologize for my terrible, Latin. What about the nonary game? Zero. The bombs. We still don't know the truth about any of it. If you leave now, we never will. Is that really what you want?
Fine.
Well, shit, that worked. Fi slowly let go of the lever. Oh, achievement unlocked. Why'd you do that, you doomus? Or you Duma, whatever. Whew. Look, I'm sorry about betraying you. I'm honestly not sure why I did it.
Forget about it. This time you chose ally and I chose betray. I think we're even.
What are you talking about?
When did you betray her? Are you talking about round 1?
No, we aren't talking about round 1. We're...
Just drop it. There's no point. I doubt they'd understand even if you did tell them.
Yeah, you're right.
Huh? I don't get it.
Well, at least it seems Fi has decided to remain.
You've really changed your mind? Yeah, I'll stick around a little longer. Like he said, I can't leave until we figured out what's going on.
The AB game will continue until someone opens the number 9 door. If someone reaches 9 BP and doesn't open the door, the game will keep going.
Oh man, that's a relief. Please don't scare us like that again.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh? Then that means...
As long as you have the star keys, you can play the AB game as many times as you want.
You probably won't be allowed to play it continuously, however. There's a period of time between when the doors open and when the polling ends.
Based off the last 2 rounds, I think it's about 45 minutes long.
So you can repeat the game once every 45 minutes or so?
Oh, that's right.
What?
Didn't Zero Jr. say something about that?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Oh yeah. What are your bracelets, guys? Looks like I'm a red solo.
I'm a magenta pair.
Me too.
That means we'll be a team this time. I think we'll do great.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be my partner then? I'm a cyan pair.
They do not appear to be here. I, for instance, am a yellow pair.
Huh? Wait a second. If Luna and Clover are a magenta pair, Phi's a cyan pair, and Kay's a yellow pair, who the hell am I supposed to partner up with?
The cyan pair, I imagine.
Phi and her mysterious partner.
How do you figure that?
Sigma, what colors are added together to create cyan?
Green and blue, right?
What color would you get by adding your red to that?
Red, green, and blue would be white.
Exactly.
So you're saying the next set of chromatic doors are going to be white?
Yes,
How do you know?
because I have seen them. After leaving the archives, we found a warehouse very similar to this one.
Oh!
In it was a set of white doors.
Ah, that's right. We didn't really get to explore, if memory serves.
Well, to be precise, a set of doors which radiated white light.
Yeah, after we were finished in the garden, we went to the same warehouse he's talking about.
I'm sorry about that, Clover.
They had the same little lock thingies. I'm 100% sure they're the next chromatic doors.
What about the people back in the infirmary?
Yeah, we might want to go check on them.
Do they know about the white doors?
Yes. If we exclude Quark from their number, then I believe they do.
I wonder what colors they are.
As far as pairs go, we're missing a cyan and a yellow.
If Sigma's a red solo, then we should have a green solo and a blue solo back in the infirmary.
Well, I'm going back to the infirmary. Kinda worried about Alice and Quark.
I'll go too.
As will I.
Oh, that's right! Wait, guys! There's something I need to tell you.
Huh? What is it?
Go on.
I mean, I meant to say something earlier, but I guess there was just so much other stuff going on. I looked at Phi. She nodded back. See, the truth is...
What?
Oh no!
You found another bomb?
Where?
Yeah. In the garden.
No, that's not possible. We didn't see anything like that.
Could you have missed it?
No! No way! We checked every part of that room.
There was a number on this one, too. It said 1. Since the one we found in the crew quarters said 3 on it. Well,
You think there might be a third bomb out there somewhere?
I think there's a good chance.
Very well. We should split up and find this other bomb. It could be anywhere.
yeah, I agree.
But even if we do find it, what are we supposed to do?
That is a concern for later. At the moment, our primary concern should be finding it.
You can't fight an enemy you can't see, after all.
Precisely.
All right, I'll head back to the infirmary and let everybody else know.
You be careful, Clover.
Please.
How about we set a time to meet back here, just in case? The time we have left until the chromatic doors open is... Let's see...
Quite a bit, actually.
1 hour and 57 minutes.
I think approximately half of that should be enough. When we have 1 hour remaining, we should meet back at the infirmary. Acceptable?
That sounds good to me.
Right, I'll tell the others too.
Good. Let's go. You know, I don't think I've really taken the time to actually say this, but I gotta admit, the soundtrack for just Zero Escape in general, from what I remember from 999, the music really kind of makes me a little tense. And it does a good job at doing that. At least I personally think. As much as the gripes for this particular game that I've been kind of unfairly giving it, the game does a very good job at making me feel very tense. He skipped a fucking arrow. He went the opposite direction of an arrow. He's a rule breaker. So, these are the white doors that Kay and Clover were talking about. Yeah, there's the lock thing. No question, these are chromatic doors, I guess.
So it seems.
When did you...
I've been here the whole time.
Seriously? I didn't notice you at all.
Oh, I guess your hearing's starting to go. How sad.
So, what do you want? Why are you stalking me?
I'm not stalking you. I just followed you here.
That's pretty much the same thing. But how did you do it? You were totally silent. Are you Batman?
I already told you I'm not.
Oh god, this is gonna slay me, kill me.
Remember? Back in the AB room when we met?
Yeah, actually. You also jumped super high, all the way up to the ceiling.
Right. Aren't you curious about that graffiti?
Graffiti? Oh yeah, that. Memento mori if the 9th lion ate the sun. Did a kid write that or what?
Why do you say that?
Well, they managed to spell 9th wrong. Who puts an E in there? Old English?
You're right.
Then again, maybe it means something.
Do you know what it means? The Latin part.
Hey now, give me a little credit. Even I know what memento mori means. You see it all over the place. As far as I know, it translates to something like, be aware of death, or remember your mortality. Never forget that we all die someday. I guess it's a sort of a cautionary thing.
What about the other part?
It's exactly what it says on the tin, right? Some sort of conditional about lines and suns. Anything come to mind?
No, nothing.
You know, on second thought, I think after I do this one, I'm gonna tackle this one because... How can Phi and K be saved? We'll figure something out.
Nothing at all. What about you?
Me? Huh. Well, let's see. Memento mori, if the 9th lion ate the sun. Memento mori, if the 9th lion ate the sun. I repeated the words over and over in my head, but nothing. Whatever they meant, it was beyond me. But perhaps Phi.
Huh?
Latin. Don't you know Latin? Maybe you can figure more of it out.
Well, I know a little. More than most people, I guess, but I'm not an expert.
Then, how'd you know that phrase? Ellipsum semel, occasionum non ipse potest luputer reprehendir.
Oh, that. That's from, this.
She unpinned the brooch from her chest as she spoke and held it out to me. I hesitated for a moment, then took it.
Look at the back.
Ooh. I turned it over. Oh! Ellipsum semel occasionum non ipse potest luputer reprehendir. So I guess the I is pronounced like a J in Latin, huh? Oh, so it's actually ellipsum semel occasionum non gypsy potest Jupiter reprehender.
Yeah. A memento of my late mother.
Oh,
Well, I guess it's something like a memento.
memento mori. What does that mean?
She died right after I was born.
That's... Oh. Fuck, I am actually... sorry. I apologize for that.
I was raised by foster parents, and they told me where the brooch had come from. Apparently, it was the only thing my mother had left behind.
What about your father?
Don't have one. I guess you could say I was a bastard. I never saw his face, and I don't know his name. I don't even know if he's alive.
Oh. I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I just handed her back the brooch.
That phrase got to be almost like a prayer for me. Whenever I had to make a tough decision, I'd say it to myself. Sometimes I'd just repeat it over and over like a chant. Before long, I had it memorized. Got me interested in Latin, and I started studying the language.
I guess that's a pretty good reason for you to want to learn how to read or speak Latin, I guess. Huh.
Elapsum semel occasionum non ipsi protest Jupiter reprehendere.
Oh. I'm an idiot! I thought it said, okay, L. It was not the I, it was the L. Ejepsum semej occasionum non ipse potest Jupiter reprehender.
Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But it seems kind of funny now. I mean, look at us. We've done what Jupiter can't. We can find our lost opportunities. That's why I followed you here. I thought it would be a good idea to talk to you about all this. Alone.
That's fair. Yeah, I agree.
There's something else we need to do too, though.
Find the number 2 bomb.
Exactly. So we should get going. I'm pretty sure the bomb isn't in here. There's nowhere to hide it. So...
You're saying we should go somewhere else?
yeah. Well, come on, don't just stand there. We need to get a move on.
Without waiting for a reply, she turned and started toward one of the exits. I followed. Open up a door. Everyone's dead! Ooh, we're back to the archives. The archives. Good place to hide a bomb. Now, where the hell do we start looking?
I doubt it really matters. If it's here, we'll find it eventually.
So what about that Jupiter stuff?
We can talk while we look. Now get started.
Yes, ma'am. I turned to a corner of the room and began to look while Phi spoke.
I'll start with a conclusion I've come to. Our consciousnesses seem to be able to jump through time. No, sorry. Through time isn't really accurate.
We have the ability of the reading Steiner.
It's more like we move through worlds.
It's a combination of morphogenetic fields and the Stein's gate. Worlds?
Yes, I don't mean physical planets in this case. Talking about a whole different universe, really. Parallel worlds.
What?
Do you know about the many worlds interpretation?
Well, kind of. I think I've heard of it once or twice.
Oh, well, I'll just explain it.
Go ahead.
Let's say... I don't care what it is, but could you move? Scratch your head, cross your arms, put your hands on your hips. anything?
I had no idea what this was supposed to explain, but I did as she asked. Oh, how about this? Is this okay?
That's fine. You put your hands on your hips just now, right? But you could have chosen to clap your hands or cheer. Now, maybe there are other Sigmas in other worlds who did all of those things. All of these worlds and realities are branching off from one another. The choices you could have made branched off from the moment you decided what you were going to do just now. Every moment you make a decision, another universe branches off, on and on into infinity.
That's still bizarrely insane.
Each of those branches is an alternate world. A world where a version of you did something different. Haven't you ever thought about what life would have been like if you'd made different choices? What if you'd gone to this high school instead of that one? What if you hadn't started a study group? What if you hadn't told that girl you liked her? What if? What if? But are those what ifs really just what ifs? Or are there other worlds out there where you did those things?
Part of me would like to think that those worlds do exist. And the other part of me is thinking that that would be a terrible thing.
Anyway, that's the many worlds interpretation in a nutshell. I've simplified it a lot.
And it's a very easy to understand explanation.
Doesn't have to be human actions, though. I just used your actions to make the explanation easier to grasp. The actions of a cat, the flight of a bee, the movement of a microorganism, even fluctuations in air temperature. All these can change history.
Whoa. Hold on a second here. I'll let microorganisms slide, but there's no way that air is conscious of anything.
Can you say for sure that you are?
What?
All of your actions are caused by the cells in your brain.
Yes, we're actually just a pile of flesh covered in a bone, and we're basically just piloting gigantic fleshy bone mechs. That's a good way of putting it.
If we go down a little further, then you could say all of your actions are the result of atoms or electrons, or smaller particles we haven't even discovered yet.
Or morphogenetic fields.
Are those atoms and electrons still you making a decision? At that level? How different are you from the air? I'd say not much. Human existence is just one part of reality.
And in today's episode of Zero Escape vs. Last Reward, we have an existential crisis.
Falling in love is like a tulip blossoming.
Oh, most certainly it is.
A tulip blossoming is like a tornado forming in South America.
Oddly specific.
See what I'm saying? The only thing that really matters is the action of the most elementary particles of matter. That's where history happens. That's where universes branch out. Hey, you stopped. Are you done with that shelf?
Oh, no, not yet.
Well, keep looking while I talk. How familiar are you with quantum physics? Never mind, don't answer that. I'll try and keep it simple for you.
Okay.
Let's see. Hey, hand me that box, will you?
This one? Sure. I handed the box I'd been examining over to her. She set it down on the desk and opened the top.
Also... there's a stuffed lion over there. Perfect. He's part of Felidae, too.
Felidae? Isn't that an oddly adult animated movie? No, I think it is. It involves a bunch of cats if memory serves. With that, she grabbed the line and tossed it unceremoniously into the box. She also took a weight and an ink jar and put them in next to the lion.
All right, everything's ready.
Ready?
Remember that book in the crew quarters about Schrodinger's cat? It relates to all this stuff I've been talking about. Anyway, come look at the box.
What about looking for the...
This'll only take a minute. Now look.
I shrugged and peered into the box.
What do you see?
Well, a stuffed
From
lion.
now on, that's a cat. A living cat. This is important. Got it?
Yeah, it's a cat meow.
Oh man. This again?
Sorry. I can't help it.
I find that hard to believe. Ugh, fine. Maybe I can just ignore it.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Alright, what else do you see?
Oh, wait, that's not even a pond and a jar of ink.
Right. Now the weight is going to be radioactive material, and the jar of ink is full of poisonous gas.
What? I'm getting out of here.
Idiot. It's not really full of gas. This is just hypothetical. Imagine that it's full of gas. So, what's the weight?
Radioactive material.
And the jar of ink?
It's full of poison gas.
Exactly. Good work. Now, there's one other thing you need to know about the jar.
Well, thank you very much for the visual words there.
If it's struck by any of the alpha particles the radioactive material emits, it'll break. These particles are emitted randomly, but there's a 50% chance that one of them will come into contact with the jar over the course of an hour. So let's close the lid. And pretend an hour has passed. Here's the question. Is the cat inside of the box alive or dead? You can't open the box to check. And you can't hit the box. Obviously, you can't shake it either. It's also been soundproofed, so the cat could be howling up a storm in there and you'd never know. Basically, you have no idea what's going on inside the box. Do you remember what happens if the alpha particles hit the jar?
It breaks. Gas fills the box, the cat inhales it, and death will whisk her away.
And what if the jar doesn't break?
The cat lives to tell the tale.
Haha. And what are the chances of either of those things happening?
You know, what the fuck's wrong with me? I should have been giving Sigma the frickin' Sans voice. No, the Oishi voice. Actually, you know what? That makes more sense. About 50%.
Uh-huh. So, what's your answer?
I'm not gonna change the voice after all this, though.
Is the cat alive or dead?
I can't personally know.
Then guess. It's not hard. Alive or dead?
It's alive. The cat is, pause for dramatic effect, alive!
Nope. You're wrong.
It's dead?
That's wrong too.
Then what's the right answer?
The answer is that it's in a state where it is neither dead nor alive.
What? How does that make any sense?
It's an extrapolation of something we see at the atomic level.
It is everywhere and nowhere.
We don't know if an atom is spinning upward or downward until we measure it. Before it's measured, those two possibilities coexist. But as soon as the measurement is taken, obviously, only one possibility is the truth. That's what's happening with the alpha particles. Since we can't know when they were emitted or where, we only know the probability that they'll impact the jar. Because we can't observe anything that's happening in the box, that becomes the entire system. In other words, the box is like the atom. We don't know how the cat's life or death situation has resolved itself until we look at it. Until we do, it's just a bunch of possibilities. Do you get it? If the cat in the box is possibilities,
Then it's both alive and dead.
right. So, let's open the lid. And when we do, all the possibilities will collapse into a single truth. Meow. What a relief, huh? Looks like the cat's alive. Anyway, that's Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, and with some things that I've experienced, I learned that some boxes should stay closed.
The many worlds interpretation is one theory for explaining that weirdness.
So there's another world out there where this cat died.
Yeah, that's the idea. Looks like that cat tick of yours cleared up.
Yeah. Well, your story was pretty insane.
Insane?
You don't think so? Just the idea of something being alive and dead at the same time. And if the moment the lid is open determines whether or not the cat's dead, then it's almost like events in the future can determine the past. I mean, the cat doesn't die when you open the lid, so it must have already been dead.
Exactly. You've experienced it, haven't you?
What on earth are you talking about?
Think back. Remember round 2 of the AB game? When you chose Betray, what was my vote?
Ally.
But what happened this time?
I chose Ally and you chose Betray.
Right. And both times, I put in my vote a full minute before the deadline. When did you push the button?
Right before the deadline.
I see. Well, that makes this a little easier to explain. If you chose Betray, then my vote was Ally. If you chose Ally, then my vote was Betray. But I made my choices a whole minute before you made yours. Don't you think that's strange? You do see what I'm saying, don't you?
That my choice in the future altered your action in the past.
Yeah. From your perspective, there's no other way to interpret it.
Huh. Now that I thought about it, round 1 had been the same. When I had chosen Ally, Alice had chosen Betray. And when I'd chosen Betray, she'd done the opposite.
Look at this die. I found it over there. Let me give you one last example.
As she spoke, she tossed the die into the box and quickly shut the lid.
All right. Answer this question. What number is the die on?
Well, one of my go-to numbers is 3, so... I have a feeling it's 3.
Okay. I'm going to open the lid. Good job.
Son of a bitch!
You got it right.
That was just a fluke.
Was it?
Huh?
Let's think about what was going on before I opened the lid. What number was the die on?
3, of course.
Haven't you been paying attention? The die is still a collection of atoms, isn't it? I don't think you can reasonably suggest that it was made of some different kind of matter.
Wait, so you're saying that before you opened the lid, the die was on all the numbers?
Uh-huh. That's one way to look at it, at least.
Huh. And then when you opened the lid, it was just one number.
Or it might have become that number when you declared which one it was.
Okay. Huh? Wait, what do you mean?
Your choice in the future has an effect on the past.
Would that mean... Now this makes me wonder. Now, I don't know. What if Sigma and Phi are basically kind of like opposites of sorts? So... if Sigma's choice in the future has an effect on the past, would Phi's choice in the past have an effect on the future? Or wait, or maybe I'm just thinking too deeply on this. That's crazy. Or maybe we both are the same.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We got a little off topic there, but I think I made my point.
Yeah, you did pretty good, thank you.
Reality separates off into an infinite number of branches for each and every possibility. You and I seem to be able to jump from branch to branch. Of course, our bodies aren't doing the jumping. Our consciousnesses just sort of dive into other versions of ourselves in other worlds.
So... by doing this, will this affect every other one? Whoa. I think I get it now. That's how you knew my name, right? You jumped in from another world. That's how you knew all those other things you shouldn't have known.
Yeah, that's the best I can figure out, at least. Unfortunately, it seems like we don't retain all our memories when we jump. Maybe we only remember particularly important things. I'm not sure how it works. But whatever the reason, it seems to be fairly limited.
Oh, okay.
And often, we don't seem to remember jumping at all. Things will just sort of pop up.
That's why when someone asks how we knew X, all we can think of to say is, I just knew.
Yeah.
Could we make us remember this particular detail, maybe? What's causing this, then? I don't remember ever doing this before, so why would it start now?
If we knew that, I don't think we'd be having so much trouble. It's just,
Just what?
well, I'm pretty sure it has to do with why we're locked up in here. There's no way this doesn't have something to do with whatever Zero Senior's trying to do. Why would he have left that Schrodinger's cat book in the crew quarters?
You aren't kidding, are you? Maybe this is some sort of huge Schrodinger's cat experiment. And all 9 of us are locked up inside this box right meow.
What if you've got it backwards?
Backwards?
We're outside of the box, and the rest of the world is inside.
Oh, we don't even know what the state of the outside world is, technically. Then the moment we step out of this place...
Yeah, we might be determining the history of the world outside.
No way. I had 1,000 other questions before I could open my mouth to ask them.
Oh, good.
Howdy!
There you are.
Did something happen?
Yes, we found it.
Found what?
What do you mean, what? What else could we find?
The stash?
The bomb!
Oh.
The other antimatter bomb. The number 2 bomb is in the control room. Yeah.
Is this it?
This is one of them, all right.
And it's number 2, apparently. Well, at least we found them all now.
No. There could be more. Like Kay said, there might be a number 4 bomb out there. We have no way to know.
Did you tell anyone else about this, Clover?
Well, not really. But, I wasn't the first person to find it.
Who was?
Kay and Luna. After they found it, they came to the infirmary and told the rest of us.
Who was in the infirmary?
Everyone. Tenmyoji and Dio were there. So were Alice and Quark, of course. Although they were still asleep.
So everyone who wasn't asleep knows about the bomb. I see.
Yeah.
There's nobody else here, though. Where'd they all go?
Right after we came here to look at the bomb, they all left. They were going to go look for you two.
What about Alice and Cork?
They're the same, still sleeping. We checked them out just to be sure, but they seemed fine.
That's good. Find I looked at one another and let out a small sigh of relief.
Oh, right. I checked everybody's bracelets when we were in the infirmary. Did you want to know what they were?
Sure. It took her only a moment to explain. Alice was a green solo, and Cork was a blue solo. Dio's bracelets made him a yellow pair, and Tenmyoji was a cyan pair. So, what are our options for groups?
The next set of doors to open are going to be the white doors. That means we'll have to mix our colors so that we get white.
But I laid out what that would mean. Option A. Find Tenmyoji, cyan would pair with me, red. Kay and Dio, yellow, would pair up with Cork. Clover and Luna would pair up with Alice.
Huh? There's only one option?
Yeah, any other combinations don't make white.
What about Alice and Cork? Luna said it's going to be a while until they wake up.
We'll just have to carry them.
Oh, goody, my favorite!
The secondary doors won't open without 3 bracelets. And if we can't open them...
Yeah, we'll get penalized.
Exactly.
Don't worry about Alice. I'm on her team.
Are you saying you can carry her?
Yeah, well, I can get Luna to help me.
True, I'm sure she'd be happy to help.
What about Cork?
He's on Kay's team. There shouldn't be any issues there.
Well, we still need to figure out what we're going to do about this bomb. Alice said we should be safe as long as it's not triggered with the remote.
Maybe, but we can't just leave them here forever. I mean, if they go off, then everything in like a couple 100 kilometers is gonna get fried.
Wait, a couple 100 kilometers? What are you talking about? That bomb should only have about as much explosive power as a ton of TNT. Which is nothing to sniff at, but that's nowhere near the kind of yield you're talking about.
It could be. What if these bombs are just like the detonator?
Oh. Oh! You mean there might be a bunch more anti-hydrogen around here somewhere? Yep, right over there.
The reactor.
Yeah. There are supposed to only be 18 antimatter reactors in the whole world. If that's one of them, then there's a lot of anti-hydrogen.
How much is a lot?
3.5 kilograms.
3.5? That's like 10,000 times more than Alice's 350 milligrams.
If there really is that much, and if it does explode,
Then we would be looking at an explosion roughly 10,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
Christ! No. That's insane. Nuclear warfare, it's a bitch. And people who
Wait,
delve in it is stupid.
Clover, how did you know that?
know what?
That stuff about antimatter reactors.
Well, that's, during my training, they,
Training for what?
my job?
Ah, of course. I didn't realize waiters these days need to memorize how many operational antimatter reactors there were worldwide. Or how much fuel each one of those reactors might be storing. You don't work at a cafe, do you?
Did you hear about that from Alice? Oh,
Yeah.
well, she's right then.
And why are you using antimatter reactors at a cafe?
That's, what we call the coffee machines.
Antimatter coffee machines brought to you by Clover and Alice. What? Are you fucking with me?
I'm telling you the truth. I work at a cafe. It just might, be a kind of fake job to divert attention. I think they call it a cover.
Then what's your real job?
I'm sorry. I really can't tell you anything else.
Why not?
It's classified.
Classified by who?
The government?
I don't know, just the way she said that.
The government?
That's right. Alice said it was her job to eliminate enemies of the state or something. So you two do work together.
Oh no! Check your bracelets. How much time do we have left?
What are you talking about?
How long until the doors open? Come on, quickly!
Damn. We're supposed to have met up 5 minutes ago.
I'm heading back then. Remember, we're supposed to meet at the infirmary. You guys hurry back, okay? Bye!
Hey! You haven't... Damn it. And away she goes! And she's gone. Fine. She's right, you know. We need to get going.
Hold on. I need to check something really quick.
What? Okay, awkward.
Oh, there you are. You're late. What were you doing?
Nothing.
I swear we weren't furiously making out. What the hell, Sigma? When we arrived, everyone else was already back. Cork and Dallas hadn't left, of course. They were both sleeping soundly, any traces of the madness we'd seen earlier long gone.
Clover told us. You've seen the bomb in the control room.
Yeah, with our own eyes.
So what the hell should we do? That makes 3 bombs.
Well, we have to do something. They're bombs, for God's sake.
There's a quick and simple solution.
Really?
Remember what Alice said?
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate. You see it? Right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input device, we just connect it here. Then we can enter the password.
So, if we have the password, we can deactivate them?
Whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about. Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Not a problem. We've resolved that issue.
Huh?
Eh?
Show them.
I nodded and pulled it out of my pocket.
That was in the safe in the control room.
Exactly. We didn't have any idea what it was at first, but Phi figured it out. After Clover left, we tested it.
Turned out I was right. It fit perfectly.
Couldn't get it to do anything, though. We plugged it in a couple random characters, but all we got was an error.
Still, I'm sure this is the thing Alice was talking about. We just didn't have the right password.
So close, yet so far.
But why was it in the control room?
Do you think Zero Senior put it here for us?
That would suggest it was also Zero Senior who set up the bombs.
Doesn't that seem odd, though? Zero Senior wants us to play the nonary game, right? So why would he set bombs?
Maybe he wants to blow this whole place up if someone commits some crazy violation of the rules?
That doesn't make sense. Our bracelets already have poison in them. If someone breaks a rule, all he has to do is activate their bracelet.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, whatever the case is, there's one thing we can be sure of. The person who set these bombs is one of us. Whether or not that person is also Zero Senior isn't particularly relevant at the moment. But what is relevant is that they know the deactivation password. If we can figure out who that person is and question them.
We can get the password and turn the bombs off.
Exactly. That would be my quick and easy method.
Indeed.
So fess up. Which one of you set the bombs? Not that I expect you to do that.
No, naturally.
So, we're going to be checking everyone.
Checking us?
Yes, once they're set, the bombs are controlled by a remote. It stands to reason that whoever set them has that remote.
Ah!
So you're gonna search us for it?
Yep. Strip!
Yes, but no buts. If you refuse, that implicates you. Do what I say and you'll be fine, assuming you are actually innocent. Understand? No reason to wait. Let's get started. Anyone want to volunteer to go first? No?
I volunteer as tribute.
All right. Let's see.
Wait.
Huh?
You only need to search one person.
What? Why?
Because I figured out who did it. I know who did it. The words were out of my mouth before I'd even realized I was saying them.
How can you... There's no way.
Yeah. I met Phi's gaze and nodded, then turned away. I know who set the bombs. That person. You did it! The room was suddenly silent. Game over. Fucking called it. Ooh, not even a unique ending, is it? It's another fucking lock! Okay, that's fine. We're going here. Yep, that's the one we're gonna tackle next. Then maybe I'll tackle this one. Now, where did Alice go? No, that's... Nah. Tackle this one next. Okay.
Maybe they...
Skip to the unread part.
The first is an anesthetic called Soparil Beta. The other is a muscle relaxant called tubocurarine.
And we have the neostigmine.
The bracelet also has a bunch of needles on the inside.
Right?
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor.
Yes!
That means it's sort of an antidote for tubocurarine. I knew it!
Give it back. I found it, so it's mine.
Oh, achievement unlocked. To each according to his needle. Of course. The antidote.
The antidote?
I didn't have time to explain. I took off running toward the exit.
Sigma, where are you going?
Stay here! I'll be right back! I bolted out of the warehouse toward the treatment room. I think Dio put it in his pocket. Come on, come on, come on! Please still have it. Sweat was pouring down my face, but I didn't bother to wipe it off. There wasn't time. I dug frantically through Dio's coat until... Aha! Found it! Oh. There's only one dose. The injection gun uses the whole bottle at once. Shit! I can't save both of them.
1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
1 minute?! Shit! I spun around and shot out of the treatment center.
Three, 2, 1. Chromatic doors closing.
No. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh dear.
Sigma...
There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Sopril. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor. No, I couldn't fall asleep. I had to give one of them the antidote before my bracelet injected me with tubocurarine. With every ounce of strength I could muster, I forced my eyes back open. K and Phi lay limp on the floor in front of me. In my right hand, I could feel the injector gun with its precious cargo. I could only pull the trigger once. What was I going to choose? Phi? K? No. What was I thinking? There was only one answer. Phi. I didn't have a choice. After all, K's entire body was covered in impenetrable metal. I'm sorry, K. I summoned up as much energy as I could and dragged myself toward Phi. After what felt like an eternity, I was finally within arm's reach. With no time to waste, I pressed the gun to her arm and pulled the trigger.
Sigma, what the hell did you...
I injected you with neostigmine. It's a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. It's the antidote to the muscle relaxant.
Why did you pick me?
Because I can't use the injection gun on K. It'd never get through the metal.
Then why didn't you inject yourself?
Guess you've got a point. Honestly, Didn't even cross my mind.
You're the biggest idiot on the planet.
Hey, come on. Is that any kind of thing to say to somebody who's about to die? How about something more tender?
No. Screw this. I don't want to live if it means being in debt to you. No goddamn way. I'm not gonna...
Her words slurred and slowed and her eyes fluttered closed. She wasn't dead, of course. I could hear the faint sound of her breathing and see her chest rise and fall. Good. That's gonna be alright. But Kay... I looked over in his direction. That was when I noticed it. Open. There's a hole here, on the back of your head. Yeah, looks like you insert something. It says open, so maybe if you put some kind of key in there.
You could open up the suit and take the mask off.
Wait, then he... But when could he have... How he'd gotten it didn't really matter anymore, but what did matter was that Kay had been able to remove his armor. And he had. Oh. Holy shit. Then that would mean Dio's killer is... I coaxed as much strength as I could from my increasingly lethargic body and crawled toward Kay. Kay! Wake up! Come on, talk to me! I grabbed his shoulder and shook him until he finally shifted and spoke.
Sigma.
I just need to know one thing. Did you kill Dio? You weren't sleeping, were you? After I left, you took off your armor. You didn't want to go the same way I had, so you took the other door. After you went the long way around through the warehouse and the crew quarters, you headed for the elevator. So Kay was able to take off his armor. And who is he? I bumped into Phi and we went back to the lounge to check on you. We saw you. Or we saw your armor, I guess. By then you would have been out of it. While we were in the lounge, you went to the treatment room and killed Dio. You must have turned off the oxygen to his pod. Although you probably didn't stick around to make sure he died. I'm betting you were in a hurry to get back before I noticed something was up. Once you got back to floor A, you needed us out of the lounge, so you made a noise in the hall to lure us out. Then you ran around and took the long way back to the lounge so you could enter through the rear door. That is a very, very detailed, crazy as fuck plan. Once you were there, you put your suit on again and waited for us. As soon as we found Dio's body, we did exactly what you'd expected. Hey, wake up! Something's happened! You pretended to wake up, very disoriented and confused. What is it? Come on, Kay. I'm almost out of time. Did you kill Dio?
Yes. Your reasoning is correct. I killed him. Because I couldn't forgive him. He took the life of someone very important to me.
Oh! That old woman was your mother!
I couldn't...
Who did he kill?
The old woman.
Oh! I don't hate you at all, dude. What?
She was like... mother to me.
I fucking knew it!
She showed me how to see meaning in my life.
Wait, are you saying?
Yes, I am. She was the woman who came here when I was 18.
Whoa, hold on. What do you mean here?
Sigma, unfortunately, we are out of time. There's something I have to tell you. I made a promise that you would hear it. Do you understand? This is very important. You must pay attention. You cannot forget.
Forget? He wasn't making sense. I was about to die. How on earth would I be remembering anything for more than a few seconds?
If you see a lion with two heads devouring the sun, remember these letters.
Oh, I'll just take a picture of it.
Milkevoli.
What the hell? Yeah, I'm taking a picture of that.
This will open the second gate.
What the hell? Hey! Kay! Who told you to tell me this? No. Who are you? Show me! Show me who you really are! I grabbed a hold of Kay's mask and tore it off. What? Wait, that's me. What? No, that's impossible. That face. It's my face. I felt a sharp pain in my left wrist, and my body collapsed unceremoniously. What the shit is going on? The second drug. Tubocurine. My vision began to blur and my head felt unnaturally heavy. The world faded away, and my consciousness slipped down into the cold, dark waters of nothingness. K. and through the looking glass. Well, I can thoroughly say I was not prepared for that. The hell is this all supposed to mean? He has the same face as me. But wait a minute. Throughout this, we have not once really seen... Have we even really seen what Sigma's face looks like? Other than his flashbacks, we haven't really seen... Because like with Junpei, we had a CG of him looking in the mirror, so we knew what Junpei looked like. But with Sigma, I don't think we've even seen anything like that yet. Why does K have Sigma's face? Unless he's a clone. Or maybe Sigma's a clone. No, wait. I don't... This fucking game! I don't know how to wrap my head around this. K has Sigma's face, or does Sigma have K's face? I need to go lay down. So this must be what it feels like to have the drugs kicking in. So I'm gonna end it there. because my head kind of hurts right now. I think what I want to go do to get this mind fuckery out of my head, I think I might go play Castle Crashers. So I think that's what I'm going to go do. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I think the remainder of my brains has dripped out onto the carpet. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video, preferably with my brain still intact.